If you're doing a buyer's consultation and a buyer says this, you know you can't do this, or like, oh, okay, I need. No, I can't say that. But I know there's a big one that buyers will say a lot. Especially
I'm gonna
Hispanics.
low key put people on blast, but I'm not gonna say names, right?
Yeah.
But so you're asking in a buyer's consultation, what's a big red flag? Like something that's gonna make me turn away a buyer?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't turn away a buyer.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. Would you turn away? I mean, obviously you guys have to do that because like credit, income.
We'll put them on a plan to
Exactly.
eventually get somewhere.
So I'm not gonna like just push them away, but I don't think I have yet. Maybe just like because of finance, because my lender told me like, hey, they need to wait their credit, their finances, their savings, job history, whatever, etc. That needs to wait. But other than that, I mean, a red flag. I could say a red flag. A red flag would be like negativity. Somebody who's coming in already. Like, because first time home buyers, they're afraid, they're nervous taking that big step. But it's like more so somebody who doesn't know what they want.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the one that I've always heard is that I always remember is just when they're too unrealistic. I had one guy come in and they're like, "Oh, this is the type of house I want, but I want to find a mortgage payment under 800." And they're like, "Okay, how much do you have to put down?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't really have any money. What kind of down payment assistance?" And then I'm like, "Okay, $300,000 house.
Right.
You want it all fully updated. XYZ."
That's
right?
a good one. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but it happens a lot.
It does.
It happens a lot where people come in and they want their dream house. They're looking on Redfin, they're looking on Zillow, and they're looking at all these houses that they love, and then reality hits them. Yeah. It's like, boom, this is what you could afford, But then you take them out to see houses, and they're like, "Hey, Jose, I still want to go look at this house." Yeah. Like, well, it's a little over your budget, And sometimes there is some room there, like sometimes depending on taxes and all that,
Yeah.
But that it's very tight sometimes, so we can't really always go over that budget. So yeah, that's a good point you brought up.
That's probably for me, that's the most common one that I've heard.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, whoa, look, if we have to be realistic, because if you're not realistic.
Mm-hmm. So you brought up down payment assistance plans, right? So one thing I want to clear up, I want to ask you, does for home, like, because that, especially for our Hispanic people, a lot of them think that since you're a first time home buyer, they're gonna give you a house for free.
Yeah.
Do you hear that a lot?
I do.
Am I wrong?
No, I hear
it's
that.
It's like, oh yeah, man, Jose, but I'm a first time home buyer. Like, there's all these programs, because there's all these videos on Instagram and everywhere. Like, did you know? And I've done them too. Yeah. And it's like, you could get a house for like $0 down or as little as this much. But does that mean that you don't need any money? Does that mean that you don't need to have a good credit score? Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so there are down payment assistance programs.
Yeah, I'm not
there.
trying to be like a negative here and pop balloons, but
no, but I mean, being realistic,
it's reality.
Yeah, reality. You're not always going to get. You can't just expect that you're gonna get a house for free. It just doesn't work like that. Like, even me as a loan officer, I bought a house. Like, first time I bought a house, I didn't get it for free.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't, the only thing that I really got as credits or as assistance was seller credit, but that's because the house was beat up.
Exactly.
So the seller was like, yeah, we'll give you something for.
But you still had to pay like attorneys, you had attorney fees, you had to pay closing costs, all that stuff, right? Down payment, inspection, right? And I think a lot of people have that misconception of, oh yeah, I'm a first time home buyer, like they're gonna give me everything. Honestly, they do. I mean, at least me as a realtor, that I get that a lot. And then I take them to the lender, and they tell them like, no, you need some money in the bank. You need to have a certain credit score and work history and all that.
Yeah.
So there is some program. There are some programs. Yeah, there are some good programs that are gonna give you, down payment assistance, and it ranges from like what is it, like 5 to 10,000 sometimes, right?
Yeah, in that range, and then it could depend because sometimes there's somewhere you have to pay them back eventually, or you have to live there for a certain amount of time.
That's another thing. It's like a lot of people don't know that. It's like, you're getting this money, but like Ida, for example, right? It has like in the period of 5 to 10 years, it's in the mortgage, right?
Yeah.
So it's in the mortgage and you're paying it, but when you have to, when you want to, like in a few years, like in a couple years, 2 to 3 years, and you want to sell, refinance, you got to pay that difference that you haven't paid off.
Yep.
And a lot of people get that surprise. Like I was just talking to a realtor that told me that, like, oh, my client's upset. They keep calling me because they have to refinance. They want to refinance. They're like, hey, can I refinance? Can I refinance? And they can't because the lender gave them this loan and they have to pay this off. And like, well, yeah, but that's how that's the only way they were able to get that house with that program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to clear that up because I feel like there's a lot of confusion and misconceptions, but yeah.
No, it's true. It's not like a lot of people, like you said, they just think it's free.
Yeah.
I'm a first-time home buyer, so everything is free. But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Realistically. So it's our job to educate. It's our job, and that's why we're doing this today too. So I appreciate your invitation. I really appreciate this because I need to get better at doing social media and all this stuff. So I appreciate that.
You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do an introduction.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, so hey everyone, welcome to episode 2. I'm Andrew Rowe from National Mortgage, and I'm here with
Jose Rivas. I'm a realtor, and we've been knowing each other for a couple years now, right?
It has been. It's been a few years now. We met through a mutual friend. Well, actually, family member for you.
A friend for you and family member for me. But yeah, I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing it for a few years now. It's gonna be 4 years.
4 years.
But I still feel kind of new.
Yeah.
It's still kind of new for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. And it's really nice that you invited me. So I appreciate the invitation.
For sure.
I have to do better with social media. So I really appreciate this time and moment.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like that you said that you feel new because it's so true. Like you can do so many transactions, but every now and then you'll come across one that's just like, what do I do? Who do I ask?
Yeah. And I think everybody, even experienced realtors in my office, they say that they still have those moments because we're constantly learning because every deal is different. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but every deal for us is different.
Yeah.
It's just there's different, circumstances and events and situations that make it, interesting. And I think that keeps us going sometimes, the craziness.
Yeah.
Does it get crazy for you guys or what do you say?
It has its moments.
Could it get stressful?
I will say where like if you need things to line up a certain
Well, first of all, let's do this. So I'm a real estate agent, right? You're a mortgage lender.
Right.
So could you explain to the viewers what's the difference between you and I?
Okay. Yeah. Because I know you probably get this a lot. So
go ahead.
Because a lot of people, they have the misconception that the realtor, right, like is everything. So which is true.
I'm the one-stop shop.
Yeah. So then they'll ask you questions about mortgages, and then you're
all the time.
Whoa.
All the time. Down payment assistance, first-time home buyers. Yeah, like all those programs they ask me, and I'm just like, yeah. And I stopped answering those questions when I learned that FHA.
Yes.
It usually it's 3.5% down, right?
Right.
Usually.
Right.
So I thought that was a guideline. I thought that was just standard. And then I learned from you and Nancy, that even if you get FHA, you could put over 20% down.
Yeah.
Because it's based on your credit.
Right.
Yeah. So that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop answering those questions because that's not my profession, right?
Right.
That's not my lane right there. So I just gotta stick to my lane.
Yeah. No, I mean it's true. Like if you're over 580, the minimum is 3.5. It's possible. Okay. I'm not saying it with your 580.
Exactly.
You're gonna really get away with it, but it's possible.
Right.
Under 580, you can go as low as 500, but then you have to put 10% down.
You see, you got to talk to the experts. Yeah. You got to talk to the experts.
So there's ways around it, and there's more things. Like you can put as much or as little as you want. Well, as little as possible, but
and that's what always gets me is that a lot of people always say like, oh yeah, I'm a first time home buyer. I could get all this help, and yeah, you can, but it depends on your financial situation.
And there's also
rules. Different programs
and rules. There's rules to it. Like with FHA, there's a minimum required investment rule. So FHA wants to see that you're putting at least 3.5% of your own money. It can come from various sources.
Exactly.
But that's why sometimes you do have to put money, because if they're getting so many credits, they can't always be used. Sometimes you can use certain like grants or down payment assistance, but usually it's the ones that are repayable.
Okay.
And there's a few other little tricks to it to kind of make it so someone can come in with less down, but there's rules to it because it's the same thing. These rules were all put in place to make sure people don't lose their house, because then like they'll show people that put less down are more likely to be okay with a foreclosure than people that put more down, because they feel like, well, I didn't put anything in this, whatever.
Yeah, it's more it's a liability too for banks. That's why you pay the PMI, right?
Yep.
Like
that's
what the less money you put down, is it under 10% or under 20%?
Under 20.
You have under 20, you're paying PMI,
right?
Which is what does PMI stand for?
Private mortgage insurance.
Exactly. Yeah. So that protects the mortgage companies, not you, not the buyer.
Yep.
Some people don't know that. I didn't know that. But I didn't even know that. Well, I did know that when I bought a house. So I bought my first house back in 2015.
Okay.
You recently bought a house.
Well, it's been some time now, but like a year and a half almost.
Recently. Yeah. I'm talking about like 10 years I bought my first house. It's been 10 years almost. In 2015, different market, different time. I wasn't a realtor yet. So I was just a young kid. But you actually showed me your house. You're a landlord.
Yeah.
4-unit.
Yeah.
Man, young. How old are you?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Nice. That's impressive.
I saved up all my my commission checks.
Yeah, how many? Like 3?
All right, slow down.
Getting that big money, man.
No, I did save up for a little bit, like a good while, and then but
see, it takes time, right? It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes discipline to buy a house. It's not easy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Yeah,
and with the right team, with the right team, you could do it.
Yeah, honestly, it's not as hard as people think.
Right?
Yeah, it's not. It like, of course, there's certain way. Like you can't just say, "Yeah, this is what I make." It's not that simple, but it's not as hard as people think. Where they're like, "Oh, I have to make so much money. I have to have so much in the bank. I have to wait so long."
Yeah, a lot of people. The question I always get is like, so how much money do I need to have?
Yeah.
Like if I have like 20,000 in the bank, if I have like 10, I'm like, look, if you have 20,000, that's great. That's a great start. Like, but it all depends.
Yeah.
And here we go again. They're talking to me like I'm I'm the lender.
Yeah.
So wait, but we didn't even answer that question about the difference between
the difference? Okay, so the realtor will find you the house, negotiate it, and deals with everything to do with the actual house itself or the property. Mm-hmm. The loan officer gets you, or loan originator, lender, whatever you want to call him, or her, right? They get you the money you need to be able to buy the house, right? Exactly. Unless you have the $300,000-400,000 plus in cash, they'll cover the rest.
Unless you have cash money to buy a house, you're speaking to a loan officer. You're speaking to Andy, and you're checking the credit. You're checking their bank accounts. You're checking everything.
Yeah.
And then Andy gets you a pre-approval letter, tells you your budget, how much you're pre-approved for, and your interest rates and everything, then forwards that to me, and now we start looking at houses.
Exactly.
Now we start opening doors. I open the door, pop the locks, open the door, and do showings, and get you your dream house.
Yeah.
So that's how it works, But they always come to me first.
Yeah.
Usually people are coming to us.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
So usually our people coming on. So they think that I'm the one that's pulling credit and all that, but it's not me. It's So you're a lender, right?
Right.
But you're I think you said you're is it wholesaling?
Yeah, we work technically
I didn't know that.
Broker.
Your Cuco told me about that. He was like, "Hey, you're like, what lenders do you use?" And then he was like, "Are they wholesale or are they
retail?"
Retail. Yeah. And I'm like, "What?" And I was just like, "I'm telling you, I still feel new because it's 4 years only, so I'm still learning,
right?
All these things." And then I couldn't really answer the question. So could you help me with that?
Yeah. So difference retail works directly for that bank, right? If you work at Chase, you only work for Chase. If you work at Guaranteed Rate, you only work for Guaranteed Rate.
Okay.
Versus wholesale, or at least for us wholesale, we work on the broker channel of things. So we work with multiple lenders. So it's not just you go to National Home Mortgage, which is where I work. You don't just go to National Home Mortgage. We have the option of shopping around with different lenders.
So you shop around. It's not in-house, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's not in-house.
So the benefit of that, from my understanding, is you get to shop around, like I said, with different companies, and you get the best interest rate most of the time.
Well, I can. If I want to, I can really beat certain interest. If someone comes out and they say, "Hey, I have this rate," and it's somehow better, then for sure I can really knock it out the water.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's things, and then there's also more options programs-wise.
More options, yeah.
Because we have so many different lenders. Some specialize in investing. Some specialize in, first-time home buyers or just repeat home buyers. Some are just good at different things. So different programs. So we have the option of being able to not just get someone their first house or their repeat house.
Right.
You could get you get a 50-unit, 100-unit property. You could get a restaurant. You could get a laundromat.
So those the 50-unit, from my understanding, I think, are they considered? You gotta buy them through a business, or no?
Well, I mean, you could buy it under your name, but
no, like the loan does it have to be like a commercial?
Oh yeah, that
commercial loan.
Yeah, it would be a commercial.
Anything over how many units?
5 units.
It's considered commercial.
Yep, 5 and up is commercial.
And you guys do commercial too.
Yeah, we do.
Your dad, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of commercial. David,
your dad, yeah.
He does a lot of commercial. That's what
shout out to your dad.
Yeah,
he gave me a listing lead.
Oh really? Nice.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Good. It was a short sale.
Short sale. Oh. He gave me a listing lead. It was a short sale.
It was quite an experience. Yeah. It lasted a year.
A year?
A year, yeah.
Yeah, short sales.
But you know what? A listing is a listing, and it's marketing, and it's helping somebody. And the closing for that one was very very special for me, man. I'll never forget it because here I was helping the seller, right? And he was stressed out, man. It was taking a toll on him and his family, and. So at closing, I got to sit with him and his son, and it's the first time I met his son, and he was telling me the whole story, and they were just relieved that it was all over. So, he was relieved, and then I see the buyers, which is a young 2 sisters, I think. Yeah. They were super young, dude. They were like 18, 19, just smiling. They're walking away with the keys, Yeah. So like we here I have like an ending, and then there's like a new beginning. Yeah. Over here, So I think that's like what real estate's all about. You know what I mean? It's like just helping people get to their next stage, and sometimes it's the ending of a bad story, right. And then for some people it's a beginning of a beautiful story.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah. Do you get any nice stories like that where you're like?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are very appreciative when they can buy a house.
Because you guys don't. I mean, you guys are dealing with people, but it's not like us, like where it's like we really get to person to person, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do deal. Sometimes they'll be like, they get a little annoyed because there's so many documents needed or conditions, right? We pretty much ask
you
for
guys
everything.
are like nagging, like, hey, give me this, send me that, send me this. Yeah. So you guys are straight business and numbers, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and there we go again with the difference.
Yeah.
So, hey, but so last time I saw you, we were hitting the gym. Remember that?
We did.
Hey, this guy could lift, man. this guy is strong.
Thank you.
We're like the same height, no?
Yeah, we are. Well, you're a little taller.
I'm 6'1". How tall are you? I'm 6'1" on a good day.
I tell people I'm 5'7" because that's the last I remember at the doctor's.
5'7"?
5'7". I don't think I'm 5'7".
You said that's the last time I went to the doctor.
Well, the last time the doctor measured my height, I was a freshman.
Bro, but you're stronger than me, man. You could lift more. I was trying to catch up. I got to catch up. I've been consistent though.
Yeah, I go to the gym. After everything other than that, like food wise, maybe I could catch up a little bit.
Yeah. And then shout out to your brother. He cooked us some steak that day.
Yeah, he did.
That was good, man.
He grilled them too. They were
good. It was grilled.
Yeah, that's the best way to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta ask. I cooked my first steak the other day. I don't know if you saw my story.
I think so.
Yeah. And it was on the stovetop though. But it was good.
No, it's good too on the stovetop. How do you like to cook? Do you have a preference
for cooking?
For steaks?
Oh, medium well.
Medium well?
Yeah, but that time I cooked it, I went a little over.
Yeah.
And it was well done, bro.
Okay.
But it was still juicy. It was still juicy.
Food is food.
Well, how do you like your steak?
I do more medium rare. I like it more undercooked.
Undercooked?
Yeah, or like medium rare is how I usually ask for them. Yeah. I think it's good.
What do you still like some blood in it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
I've had it like that, but I'm not a big fan.
You gotta get used to it. Like when I was younger, it was all well done, and then as I grew older, I don't know.
Oh yeah, because we're Mexican, bro.
Yeah, that's how my mom does it too.
Yeah, my mom would like when we're doing like carne asada, you know, like she likes it like burnt.
Yeah,
it has to be like you gotta like no, it's raw. I don't like it raw. Like mom, that's burnt already. How they eat it?
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. That's how my mom is too. Same way. If I cook a steak and it has any like red or pink anything in it, she's like, no, put it back.
Yeah,
put it in the.
But you know what? When I was little,
I
had some like it was like red. It was like red, like damn near raw, I guess. And it messed me up. I was on the ground like, I was like, trying to digest that. It was bad. But I don't know. It was a type of meat or what, but.
Yeah,
I gotta be careful with that.
Yeah,
I know you can't eat like raw chicken.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
But what's your workout routine?
My workout routine?
Yeah, you gotta send me that.
I don't have one anymore. I just go do whatever I want. Your thing? When I was younger, I would care more about like the workout routine. I mean, I usually just keep it basic of like bench or do pull-ups or overhead presses.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it, but I go for jogs. I run.
You said it doesn't look like it. I like outdoor too compared to indoor cardio.
It's bad.
So do you feel that working out helps like your business or?
Yeah, it helps because I think it helps you as a person just like stay in shape, keep busy, keep doing things, and then also you get to meet people. Like if you like running or you like cycling, I always say join a cycling club or a running club or a weightlifting club. Join something because then you get to meet more people and interact with them and people that are like you. And people tend to work with people they like, and people tend to like people that are like themselves.
Okay.
So that's another reason too that I always say, like, if a realtor or another loan officer asks me, what should I do to get business? It's simple. Just make more friends. Go out there.
Right. Network.
Join that club. Yeah, network.
Socialize.
Exactly. Really, that's all it is.
It's kind of hard as you get older, though.
Yeah, you do have to try more. It's not like when in school.
Right.
You were just, boom, every day.
Like you
30
just made
people,
friends every day.
Different classes. Yeah.
But now it's, I actually made a client in the gym, in the locker room.
In the locker room? Okay. Yeah.
We were just like, I know, right? We were just like having small talk. And then we were just conversating. Then I was like, man, I'm talking to this guy a little too much. I'm like, I'm going to give him my business card.
Yeah.
So I just give him my business card. And he does one of these like, oh, okay. He flicks it like, and like, all right, he's like, I might need you one day. Like, all right. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, whatever. You know, I'm just handing out my, dude, he calls me like, I don't know, like a few weeks later, I want to say almost, yeah, like it was like a month almost, like random at like 10 o'clock at night, like 10:30 at night, like I'm sitting on the toilet, like, like what? No, I'm just kidding. But he's like, hey, like, do you still sell houses? And then I'm like, yeah, who told you? And you remember, I'm new.
Yeah.
I'm new. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm newer than I am now. He's like, you did. And I'm like, oh, are you the guy from the gym? And then he's like, yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then he told me that he had this big argument with his realtor, and that that she like trying to work with somebody else. If I could help him, like sure. So yeah, found him a house. Yeah. Four showings. It took 4 houses.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's pretty good ratios.
I think that's probably my record right now.
Yeah, you keep track?
Like,
do you guys have like statistics at your office?
At my office,
or you in general?
Me, I haven't. Yeah. I just remember that guy because it was like, oh wow, four showings, not bad. But usually, it depends. It depends on the buyer. It depends on the market. Like when I started in 2021, it was a hot market, man. You remember, you were probably making a lot of money back then.
No, I wasn't working back then.
You weren't? Oh, you saw? Oh, yeah, because you weren't even licensed, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. So I started in 2021, but it was more 2022 because I got my license late 2021. Yeah. So I didn't really do nothing that year because it was like late September, October, and 2022 the market was still hot because interest rates were like super low. Dude, it was like, I used to say it was like a war zone out there. It was like I was in Plainfield showing houses, and it was like Halloween night, like trick-or-treaters. Right. Because it was like a house that just hit the market, and they would do overlapping appointments. So that means that different agents and people could go in at the same time. Yeah. There was like 3 to 4 families in this house. So imagine how my buyers felt. Yeah. It's like, are we gonna get this house? Like, I mean, we didn't send an offer, but it happened a couple times, bro, that we'll show up and there was like people lining up, like people, like at least like 3 to 4 families lining up, 3 to 4 cars waiting in the street, like with their realtors to see this house. That's how 2021, 2022 looked. So, and I was a new agent. I was a rookie. I was like a rookie, and I was like, okay, but it's exciting, and I think it was the best form of experience to go through that, Yeah. A lot of agents say that now that the market is somewhat shifting, that now we really have to work. So we go back to what you asked earlier, that if I still feel new. And like I said, there's always changing because everything's always changing. The laws are always changing. Yeah. August 17th, there was a big change last year. The contracts always changing. Yeah. Everything, man. The market, is always changing. That's true. We're always learning.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I had a question. Man, I just had it in my mind. I was thinking about it. Oh, so with negotiating. When you go to negotiate, right? Because this isn't a part that we play. We don't really play with the negotiation. Right. But do you have like a routine? Do you have a certain way? Are you that guy at the car dealership that's like, give me a better price?
No, don't say that. don't compare us to car dealership, car salesman. No, I always say, I heard you play poker, right?
Yeah.
You like
a little bit. I'm more of a.
I like poker, but
yeah, poker's fun.
We should catch a game one day.
We could.
But I always say that negotiating is like a poker game.
Right.
So here am I, a buyer's agent or a listing agent, and I'm holding the cards, right? Yeah. And here's the other agent in front of me with their buyers or sellers, and they're holding their cards. So that's how I view it. That's how I see negotiating. Yeah. What do I mean by like poker game? It's you can't say too much. I mean, obviously, like we have to disclose anything that's wrong with the house, right? Like anything legal. Like we don't want to do nothing shady. but like I don't want to let the buyers know that my sellers are very like willing to sell, like they're in a rush to sell, you know. And I don't want to, and if I'm helping the buyers, I don't want the sellers to know that they're willing to offer whatever it takes to get that house. You know what I mean? So it depends what side you're on.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know if I have like a strategy. I mean, there's strategies for either side. You know what I mean? It depends who I'm helping. If I'm helping a seller, you know, there's the strategy, and if I'm helping a buyer, there's a strategy. You know, like there's strategies to marketing a house and etc. You know.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that. I just thought about it because I had this this other buddy of mine, or he's a realtor, and I was helping one of the buyers, and then he was telling me how he tried sending an offer on this house, and no one was really, picking offers, right? Like nothing happened. Yeah. And then she's like, hey, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to accept your offer, right, verbally. But then later she calls him like, hey, can your buyer do this much? We just got an offer for this much. And then like 2 weeks pass, and right, because eventually he's like, yeah, they can't do it. They don't qualify, whatever, right? And he keeps looking at other houses. 2 weeks pass, the lady calls back. Hey, can your buyer do this? And then he's like, I thought you had an offer. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, this is going on. So,
bro, I'm laughing because, bro, man, I'm glad you said that. And so basically, I mean, I didn't let you finish the story.
Yeah, no.
But basically, your buddy was saying that the other agent was lying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a poker game. They're bluffing. Poker face. Like I've gotten that so much recently from agents where it's the same, and it's usually the listing agents that are trying to get that top dollar. I don't blame them, but I can't. That's one good quality I will brag about is I know how to smell the BS through the phone. Like when they're lying, like little stuff like that, I know how to catch it. Cause I mean, you see it on the MLS. Like if your house been sitting for that long, and you want to like there's this meme going around like in the realtors, like comedy pages or whatever, that it's like, it like there's a lockbox full of like cobwebs and dust, and then it says like that the buyer's agent's like, hey, do you have any offers? And then the listing agent's like, yeah, we've gotten a lot of interest, and like there's no like the lockbox is just like full of like it's nobody's been there, right. So yeah, that goes out. I'm glad you said that. There's a lot of I don't know if it's like white lies. I guess we could call them white lies, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a strategy, but
I don't know.
So what did your buddy do?
He just found another house.
He didn't go with that one, right?
Yeah.
He had already.
They had moved on. The listing agent was so much back and forth. Like, you know what? Yeah, we'll do it verbally. Oh, actually, we just got this offer. And he's like, well, why are you so back and forth? Do you have it? Do you not? If you do, go for it. If you don't, listen to it.
Yeah, try to negotiate. I mean, and that's that's another one too that they like to use. I have a verbal offer. Yeah, well, that doesn't mean nothing. Do you have an offer or not? Do you have offers or not? Oh, I have a verbal. That's I mean, maybe they do, but like, verbal is verbal, bro. In this business is you gotta show it on paper, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
I wouldn't if I was. I don't know if I was a listing agent. Like would I do that? Would you do that? Do you do that?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I try to, I mean, usually my listings, I've had good luck. Well, except for one recent one it's been sitting for a while. Yeah. But recently, well, like I said, my listings, I have good luck where they sell pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I don't have to like play those games.
I gotcha.
And usually when people ask me like, do you have any offers? I'm honest. I'm just like, no, like we don't. There's some people that have like interest, and that we have we still have some showing coming up. Yeah. I usually always do say that, like we have some showing scheduled, but I don't go ahead and tell them like, oh yeah, we have to pressure, because you're basically pressuring people to be like, come on, make an offer, Yeah. So I don't know, I don't like doing that. That's just not how it works. Yeah. I believe in attracting more than chasing, and that, even though they're not telling you to buy it, they're not pushing you, they're doing it. Yeah. Essentially, they're doing it. They're being pushy. Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah. I like things to flow. It's gonna come.
Yeah. Don't let them see Showtime.
Excuse me?
Showtime. Isn't that what it's called? Showtime?
Oh, the app?
Yeah. Where you schedule it?
Yeah,
you see
if
they're scheduled or not.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
We've got a few showings.
Sometimes, yeah. I'll check. Oh man, you've been around too many realtors.
Yeah, I've learned a few things. I don't know as much as you guys. Like, I don't even know about the contract. There's some parts that I don't know.
But you guys do view it, obviously, right? Because you guys just see the numbers and
price, stuff. Names, purchase, tax proration. Like, there's some things that we have to go through. Right. But some of the parts aren't as important to us.
Right. So you just see the things that are that you need to go through, and
just to make sure it's accurate to us. But then some parts, like who your attorney is, right? That's not really that's not something that we care too much about.
I mean, yeah.
Just because it's not necessary for the loan,
right?
Like, you have this attorney or that attorney, right? There's certain things that, I mean, it's all pretty important.
Because you're still dealing with them too, though, in the emails and stuff. Like,
we still deal with them in the emails.
But I get what you mean. It's just like the key factor, the numbers. You guys are seeing the numbers. That's it.
To be honest, that's the biggest part.
That's the numbers. So let me ask you this: what advice would you give, to first-time home buyers right now?
First-time home buyers.
Yeah. On how to get prepared, because we talked about you buying your house and you had to save up. It took you some time, and that it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not impossible. Yeah. So from your experience, now that you're a homeowner, what are some steps to get there? I mean, I'm pretty sure you already had good credit and all that, but what steps did you take to get there?
Aside from
somebody who's your age right now or younger. Well, you're 22, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, somebody your age then.
Somebody my age.
Because you got how old you got to be to buy a house?
18.
18. Okay, that's then somebody minimum. Your age or younger.
Yeah. So the biggest, I'd recommend just try. Act like you want to buy a house, not just
mindset.
Yeah. Don't just max out all your cards. Right. Take as much as you can, or save some money, even if you don't need it. If somehow you get enough seller credit and grant or down payments, whatever, right? Even if you get all that and you don't need it, just save a little bit of money, because it's gonna help you to have some savings. Just because you move in, let's say you don't have you're fresh out of your mom's house, you probably don't have a couch, you probably don't have a fridge, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you probably don't have that you will need. Yeah. So I recommend save some of that money. Just in case anything happens too, if there's repairs that just pop up, because things could happen. I've had a pipe burst, something you don't think about until you
become a homeowner. Yeah.
Very true.
So home ownership comes with responsibilities that especially when you're young, that you said you're fresh out of your mom's house, your dad's house, you had it made. You didn't have to worry about nothing, and now it's on you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. You got to fix this.
Yeah, that's true. And then another big one is, don't buy that new Audi.
The new what?
The new Audi, the new Beamer. Don't get it, because then when you go to qualify and you're like, hey, why can't I approve for this? And I look at you,
the new Audi.
I look at your $850 car payment, and I'm like,
damn. What's the highest car payment you've seen?
It was $1,400. Me, but I had another loan officer. He had someone. It was a $40-something $100 car payment.
I thought I was bad
for a Rolls Royce, and he had a McLaren, another 4K. Well, enough about cars.
All right.
No, let's get back into real estate a little bit, just because Rolls Royces are nice and all, but we should stay away from cars if you want to buy a house and qualify for as much as you can.
Yeah, let's not buy new cars.
But for Chicago, because you're a little more out west. but
it's like
southwest.
Yeah, south.
Yes. Oh yeah, right there. Southwest.
Joliet, Plainfield, Shorewood.
Right. Yeah, a little more southwest.
Yeah.
Do you work more in Chicago or more in that area?
Yeah, I stay more like in the suburbs. I've done some. Well, I guess Cicero's a suburb too, but it's right next to Chicago.
Right.
But I've done Cicero, some Berwyn, but yeah, usually it's out there. I haven't really done a lot in the city.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but hopefully in the future I will.
Yeah, I gotcha. How do you see that market? Do you see a difference between the city suburbs?
There's definitely a difference in every market, and in every suburb in the city. Like even in the city, I'm sure I heard from agents because I have a lot of friends that are real estate agents in the city, and every neighborhood is a different market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's different price, and some sell faster, some sit a little longer. So so right now that's what I'm seeing with a house I have listed in another suburb that's even farther south, like east, I think. Yeah, let's just say Kankakee County, and it's definitely a different market. So yeah.
Very true, man. Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't see it on our end as much, but I mean, I'd assume it's gonna be if you're moving to Berwyn or LaGrange or Englewood or Chicago, right? It's gonna be completely different. North Austin, South Austin, right? Everything's gonna be different just because of the area and the people that want to live there, the people that already live there, and just who it's attracting, the type of houses that are built, like all that can make a difference. School is a big thing.
Businesses, like Chicago has a lot of restaurants, a lot of stores, just all of that comes into play. Everything is like they say, there's no property that's the same. Every property is different. Every house is different. So that also comes into play.
I gotcha. Nice, man. Well, I think we got a little suggestion that we're coming close to our time limit or our battery storage for the day. But I like to always. I'm a big believer in you have to see it, see it before you can achieve it. Mm-hmm. Your perfect seller, your perfect buyer, what are they like? Let's just say, assume.
That's a good question because agents always ask, like I was at a broker's open and they're like, who do you like? There's always a question between realtors. Who do you like to work with more?
Yeah.
Buyers or sellers? Okay. And I would just say good clients, you know? So my perfect buyer would be, like you say, somebody who knows what they want, somebody who's prepared. You could be nervous, you could be scared. It's a big step, but you have to know what you want. And I believe, I'm a big believer in that too, visualizing, manifesting, bringing it into a reality, So if you know what you want, if you're prepared, it's just gonna make it easier, man. We'll connect, and we'll find that house. We'll find that perfect house for you. Is it always perfect? You're not always gonna get everything you want in a house. Yeah. So I always tell people to find like their top 3 priorities, and then go from there, Especially like maybe right now, but like especially in a hot market, it gets a little tougher to find like the perfect house, but usually I always achieve that. For sellers, the perfect seller, somebody that's easy to work with, that's easy to negotiate, that's willing to negotiate, that it's not gonna kill a deal over like a $500 credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody who's reasonable. That's my perfect seller, I think. It's just about working together, man, and just negotiating, being able to negotiate and making the deal, happen.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great one. Instead of like pinpointing one or the other, it's just someone that pretty much is willing to understand that this isn't one picture fits all.
Yeah.
Right? Or one size fits all. Right. That there's more ways to it. There's more things that can happen, and you just have to be able to adapt.
For sure. Yeah, because a lot of things come up. Like, sellers, every seller thinks they have like the perfect house. And then when the buyer comes and the inspection happens and they're like, oh, this day, this and this came up, and then reality hits them, and it's all part of understanding and accepting reality most of the times.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Yeah.
Well, it was a great time.
For sure, man.
No, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
We'll do some more, and then
we'll gotta catch a workout and a
maybe
jog or something.
Hit the casino, turn $100 into $100,000.
Hey, there's 2 casinos out by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The you poker?
Dude, I like poker, but I don't know how to take. Do you like Texas Hold'em? I don't know how to do that.
I don't know that.
So I just do like the 5 card, Yeah. But when I go to the casino, usually it's the roulette or blackjack.
Okay. Yeah. Blackjack or baccarat for me. Roulette.
Blackjack. I've
never had good luck. Baccarat.
What's that?
It is you play banker. You pick banker player.
Oh, okay.
And then that's really it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite.
Yeah, man. Just hit me up. You already know.
Let's do it.
All right,
man.
Appreciate
thanks. You being on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is a site con. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode.
You got it?